Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Barrett. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the New England Patriots 10-year rebuild here on Madden 24. We are very, very close to the end of this 10-year rebuild. This is episode number 9, season number 9, and we are without championship still. And it's starting to make me sweat slightly. Now, I won't start to fully press the panic button until we get to episode 10 and there's not a championship next episode. If we don't win one at the end of this episode, then that's when we press the panic button. But I do think that this team is good enough to win a championship. We've been making the playoffs the past couple of episodes. We've been going somewhat deep into the playoffs, except for last episode we got knocked out in the wild card because I simulated, and for some reason this 87 overall team lost to a 10-win Buffalo Bills team in the wild card, which doesn't make any sense, except for the fact that the simulation just sucks. But whatever. That's not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. I'm not mad at it. I'm not bitter by it. You can tell. So we just got to move forward. We got to focus. We're still rocking the same exact stuff. We got Kansas City and San Francisco. I could change from a spread if we have any other scheme fit that's higher, but I don't think we do. So I'm going to keep the spread, and I'm going to keep the base 4-3, I would think. Although a 4-3 under fits a little bit better, so I think that's what we're going to go with. A 4-3 cover 3, though. Let's go 4-3 cover 3. That's an 84%. I'll just make sure that there's nothing other higher than 84. No, everything else is the same. So we'll go with a 4-3 cover 3 because I want my linemen to be more. I want 4 down linemen and I want 3 linebackers because that's what fits our our defense is best at. I would think that's why it's 84% scheme fit. So that we can have. I mean, look at these three linebackers. They're studs. And I've been drafting so good. I drafted Michael Irons, I drafted Dwayne Bingham, I drafted Gary, and I drafted Cortez Page. All 4 of these guys, I drafted Delvin Boone. So I drafted all these guys on defense. And they're all amazing. They're all studs. We have yet to know what Cortez Page's development trait is. I really hope it's X Factor. Then I could go 3 straight drafts drafting an X Factor. And remember, at the end of last episode, in that draft, I wasn't even going to take Cortez Page. He just happened to fall to me because I was stingy, and I traded away my higher-up first-round pick to go and get more picks, and then the guy that I wanted originally got taken ahead of me. So we ended up with Cortez Page, and I think we ended up with the better of the 3 players that we were looking at. I mean, all 3 of them had hidden development, so we wouldn't have lost out there, but Cortez Page is the higher overall of the 3. So if he has, even if he has Superstar, I'll be totally fine. But if he somehow has X Factor, and we drafted 3 straight X Factors back to back to back, then it'll just be official. I'm the drafting god. It's just written in stone at that point. So we got to set our season goal. Obviously, it's win a Super Bowl. That's what we've been for the past few episodes now. Because our winning window is open, even though it might be closing at this point with only one more episode after this. But we are in the winning window still. I mean, 89 offense, 85 defense, 87 overall. That's good enough to win a division. That's good enough to win an AFC title. That's good enough to go to the Super Bowl and win a championship. So as long as the simulation is kind to me, which I doubt it's going to be, we should be able to handle this season and win a championship. It has to happen. And I am going to jump in if we make the play. Hopefully, when we make the play, I'm going to get in my mind. We're going to have that mindset. When we make the playoffs, I'm going to jump in and simulate like I had been doing. Last episode, I changed it up and I just simulated the week like here, and that's when we lost. But the episode prior, when I jumped in, we actually made it to, I think, the divisional or the AFC title. I forget how far we got it, but we actually made it a little bit further. So this episode, I'm going to jump in. We're going to quick manage. If we need to jump in and help the team out, then that's what we're going to do. But we have to do everything we can to help our team win a championship within the next 2 years. or it'll be a failure of a 10-year rebuild and I will look like an absolute clown. And I don't want to look like a clown because that's bad. So without further ado, we got to assimilate to the halfway point of the season, get this 9th season underway. If you guys are excited, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club for more Madden 24 content, and let's get to the mid-season mark and evaluate this team from there. We've made it to the mid-season mark, and we currently sit at 5-2 on the year. Very, very good spot to be in right now. I wish that we were a little bit higher, especially because the Bills are also 5-2. But we're playing well. Morale is keeping our team very highly rated. All that kind of good stuff. You love to see it. We're getting good upgrades. We're still waiting on Cortez Page. I really want to know. I really, really want to know. I could just look, but that's cheating. I don't want to do that. We have solid receivers, solid running back, good enough offensive line. The defense is deep at certain points and then weak at other points. I don't know. Our defense could be a little bit better in terms of just like backups, like depth purposes, but we're deep enough, I guess. I don't know. Who needs a new contract for the final season? A lot of our offensive linemen. We have $38 million, and we have to bring back some interesting pieces. We're going to pick up Tracy Gary's option, obviously. He wants to be here anyway, so it doesn't matter. But we need to bring back all of our offensive linemen. Adonis Clinton, we knew we had to bring him back because we traded for him last episode. John Duggan, we want to bring back. Dion Pleasant, I'd like to bring back. He's going to be the most expensive one. And then I probably want to bring back J-Mo, but I don't think we're going to be able to. He's just going to be too much money. I'd want to prioritize Dion Pleasant because I think we can find wide receivers more than we can find strong safeties that are decent. But I don't know. We might have to trade the offensive lineman too. It's going to be a patchwork. Excuse me. It's going to be a patchwork type of season 10. Oh man, I'm choking for a second. As long as we win a championship this episode, I guess it really doesn't matter who we bring back or not because we've already got the one championship. Obviously, I'd like to win back-to-back, but I don't think that's going to be possible. We could take a little peek at the mock draft number 2. I think we only have the one first-round pick, if I'm not mistaken. We have one at pick 6 right now. That can't be our own. Do we have 2 first-round picks? Did I trade for 2 first-round? I don't remember. No, we only have the one first-round pick. So I must have traded my own and got back somebody else's. I don't remember, to be honest with you. But they have us taking a left tackle, Shaquem Clifton, who on paper looks pretty decent. There's a running back in the top 10. Gabe Nixon. He's got, if his agility was elite to, or great to elite, I'd probably take him. But an F juke move, he's not going to be that great of a running back. He's probably going to be okay, but he's not going to be that impactful right away. It looks like there's some good tackles in this class. There's a top tight end, Thomas Valentine. He's a 6'6". Oh, he's fantastic. Oh, he's just fantastic. He's generational. Not generated, but he's close to it. He's close to it. Thomas Valentine from Iowa. Of course, Iowa's tight end U. Of course he's from Iowa. 6'6". He looks unbelievable. What about these pass rushers? This guy's a power rusher, Terrence Harris. Looks really good. His finesse moves are a D, but remember, he's a power rusher. Interesting. What about Antoine Truman? What's with the president last names? Truman has C power move, C block shed. He looks a little bit worse than Harris. They're pretty comparable, though. I don't know. If we have a top 5 pick, top 10 pick, we're going to be probably trading up to get Thomas Valentine, I would guess. I don't know. I want to go to the roster and see whose draft pick that is, because I don't remember trading to get a bad team's draft pick, but maybe I did. Let's go to the rosters and check. The Jets only have 1 win, by the way, and Bryce Young's a true 99, if you didn't know. So let's go to draft picks. Whose pick is it? It's the Chargers' first-round pick. I don't remember trading with the Chargers. Who did we get back? Oh, was that when we... That might have been when we traded last season in the draft. We traded our first-round pick to L.A., to get their first-round pick and a bunch of other... That probably is what happened, I would guess. That's probably what went down. That's just a little, like, theory, though, because I don't honestly remember. But now we have to go to the playoffs. We need to make the playoffs. We will make the playoffs. I believe in my heart of hearts, I believe in the heart of the cards, that we will make the playoffs this season. We will go to the Super Bowl. We will win the Super Bowl, and my life will be complete. 5-2 Patriots, 5-2 Bills. It's a battle for the AFC East. Let's simulate to the end of the season, simulate to the playoffs, and see where the chips fall. We've made it to the end of the season, and no, we don't have a wild card game, and that's because we won the division at 13-4, and we're the #1 seed, so we have a bye. That's right, baby. And look at the record. We tied with the Buffalo Bills, but because we obviously had the tiebreaker, we jumped them, and we won the division, forcing the Bills to be like, what, the 4 seed or the 5 seed? What are they? They're probably the 5 seed. Yeah, they're the 5 seed, have to play the wild card at 13-4. Think about that. A 13-win football team having to play a wild card game is pretty crazy. But they did it. It was a tight division. Look at the Jets. The Jets had 1 win at the middle of the season, and then they won 6 more games. So that's pretty impressive. But now here's the real question. I didn't mean to go to the roster. Here's the real question. Is Cortez Page, or whatever his name was, Cortez something. Excuse me, got a little frog in my throat. Yeah, there we go. Is Cortez, is he an X Factor? Here we go. Cortez, he's only superstar. Okay. So we didn't go 3 for 3. I say only superstar. That's really good. Unless was he star and he got up? No, he must have been. Yeah, he probably was already superstar. So, I mean, that's amazing that we got 2 X Factors and a superstar development player back to back to back. But if it would have been X Factor, that would have just been unbelievable. Bryce Young having a good season. I'm assuming he won 3 straight MVPs. That's just what I'm kind of throwing out there. I'm guessing that's what happened. Let's go take a look at the stats and see exactly. He led the league again. This Kansas City offense is unbelievable. Let's see. He had 4,900 yards, 45 touchdowns to just 7 interceptions. Oh, that's MVP numbers, right? And 73% completion percentage? Oh, 100%. 3 straight MVPs for Bryce Young. He's the new Tom Brady. That's it. That's the GOAT right there. That's baby GOAT. Bryce Young. Easy. 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns for Javonte Williams. He's been a very serviceable running back since we got rid of, who did we have before? I don't remember. You know I have a bad memory. But we had Javonte Williams have a very good season in this Kansas City offense. And then, obviously, our tight end is going to be a star because we're in the Kansas City playbook. So, 1,200 yards and 11 touchdowns for Cole Emery. Then we had J-Mo, 1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns. Lance Wise, 952 yards, 11 touchdowns. So, it's not as diverse in terms of the spreading the wealth like it was last season, where all 4 of these guys had 1,000 yards. Now it's only 2 of them, and then the other 2 are pretty close, but they didn't have the 1,000 yards like they did last year. 11 touchdowns for Wise and 9 for Booker. Hardly know her. Then we have defensively, Michael Irons once again with 100+ tackles. He is just a freaking machine, man. I'm so happy that we drafted him. Absolute stud. Eric Fisher had 88 tackles. Byron Murphy had 70. Deion Pleasant was 69. Nice. Morgan Byers, the rookie, had 64. Okay, pretty good. Defensive tackle for loss leader was Dwayne Bingham with 16. Tracy Gary had 15. Uche had 9. Boone had 8. Sack leader was Gary with 13.5. He's just a freaking stud, man. He's so good. Delvin Boone had 7. Smith had 6. Wow, that's pretty surprising. Dwayne Bingham had 5. Uche had 3. 2.5 for the rookie. I wonder if he won 17 tackles. He didn't play much, it looks like. 17 tackles for loss. Or 17 tackles, 3 for loss, 2.5 sacks. That's not rookie defensive rookie of the year numbers, unfortunately. 3 interceptions for Gonzo. Then you had 2 for Holland and Pleasant. That's why I want to bring back Pleasant, because 69 tackles, a sack, a half a sack, and 2 interceptions. That's good production from the strong safety. Could be a little bit better, obviously, but it's still pretty decent. And now we have ourselves a divisional round game against, we're the 1 seed, so we get the lowest seed left. Who's it going to be? The Jacksonville Jaguars at 9-8, going up against Trevor Lawrence and whoever else is on this Jacksonville team by 2031. It's up in the air, to be honest. The playoff bracket is as follows. So the Bills do beat the Chargers. The Bengals beat the Ravens. So the Colts got upset by the Jaguars. That's crazy. Lions and Niners and Seahawks and Packers are on the other side of the conference, the NFC side. So we got the Jaguars. We are going to jump in, like I said, and we're going to quick manage and see if we can dominate this team. That's a pretty solid season from Trevor Lawrence. 4,200 yards, 35 touchdowns, 4 picks. Very good season from Lawrence, but we had a better one. We probably had the defending 3-time MVP in Bryce Young, so let's go prove it. Jacksonville, New England. I'll see you guys in there. Here we are, divisional round game against the Jags at home in Foxborough, and we lead 7-0 in the second quarter. That's good. The Jags tied up. Come on, boys. We're down 10-7 at half into the third quarter. 17-7. We might have to jump in here. 14-7. 24-7. What is happening? Why are we failing? I have no idea. And the Jags are at the goal line. We cannot lose. We cannot lose. Blitz. Everybody. Pinch. Do everything we can. We cannot lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Oh, they scored another touchdown. It's game over. It is absolute game over. We're going to lose in the divisional round 31-14. This defense is not that bad. I don't understand why this team is not winning. Are we really going to have to go to season 10 with putting it all on the line for a chance to win one championship? Man, Madden 24 is a lot more difficult to win Super Bowls than 23. I would have, with this team, if we had it in Madden 23, I probably would have had 3 championships by now. I mean, this team is unbelievably good. And Bryce Young's walking out like he's the greatest thing in the entire world, and yet we're down 31-14 with full momentum on the Jags side. We're the home team, the New England Patriots. Emery can't make a move. He stayed stagnant. I don't know why he did that, but it is what it is. I don't think that was his route, but it might have been. I got to just check this down to Javonte, and he broke a tackle, actually. Good job for Javonte. I had to check that down. I didn't have anything open. I don't really know where to go with this ball. Maybe Wise will get open. That's a big if. I don't know if Wise will get open. I do have J-Mo in the middle of the field. I don't want to use all my timeouts because we still got time and we still got defense. We still have the defense to go out on the field. I'm going to go Emery. That's a risky ball. Incomplete. Knocked incomplete. That at least stops the clock. That's nice. Where do we go with this football? Post drag wheel? Or post wheel drag, I mean? Do we try the young Griffin? We could try him. Is he going to get open? Griffin's open. Griffin catches, holds on. Is it Kari Griffin? I think it's Kari. Kari Griffin with a huge catch. And then we finish it off with a touchdown to Griffin. No, he dropped it. He dropped it at the last second. It was close. We're going to go with this. And we're going to hot route J-Mo just for a little slant. Hit him in the middle of the field. End zone. Actually, nope. I'm going to step up and run. That's a lot more efficient. Touchdown Patriots. But we got to have a good defensive drive if we want to have any shot of winning this game and coming back. 3rd and 4, 1st and 10. We can't have that. Come on, guys. We cannot force. We can't even force the Jags to turn the ball over. And they're kneeling because we're out of timeouts. It's ball game. It's wraps. We're going to lose 31-21 against the Jacksonville Jaguars in the AFC divisional round of the playoffs for some ungodly reason. Why? Why are we losing? And they scored again. They scored 34-21. They kicked a field goal. We lose in the AFC title game. I don't know what to do differently, man. What do I got to do differently to win a championship? This team is good. I honestly am at a loss for words. Why are we not winning games? We were better than the Jaguars. We were 13-4. How do we lose to a 9-win Jags team at home? Oh, I just don't understand it. I'm in the meta playbooks. I got the good team. It's not like we have a bad team. We're so good, and yet we just don't win for some reason. We don't win in the playoffs. I don't understand it. We have to go all in the next episode now. We have to go all in. I don't know what that means, because I don't know who we can trade away with the lack of cap that we have. But we have to go all in. Bryce Young is the 3-time defending back-to-back MVPs. 3 straight. We also won Coach of the Year, which is pretty cool. But it doesn't matter because we didn't win a freaking championship. And the Bills won a championship. The Bills were the 5 seed. They were lower than us. Were we a fluke 1 seed? Were we frauds? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what to do. We got to press the panic button. I'm pressing it right now. I'm pressing the panic button. I don't know what to do to fix this team any further than what we've already got. We're going to accept Tracy Gary's option, obviously. And we are going to spend the money to sign Dion Pleasance. That's going to be the only guy that we can re-sign. But we have to do it because we need a really, really good, strong safety. I can't afford to lose him. We're just going to have to trade everybody else. What does he say? I'm going to offer him even more money just to make sure that he signs on. Yeah, it's probably an overpay, but he's coming back. So we have $6 million. We have to trade Clinton, Duggan, probably Moses Jones maybe, and then J-Mo. Ugh. We could go with a little bit of a franchise tag on Jameson Williams, I guess. But I don't really want to, I guess. I don't know. It's tricky. It's tricky to figure out what we need to do. So we got to trade our tackles first. Let's trade... Duggan has got to go, and we can't sign a tackle that's too expensive because he's not making any money. Duggan's not making that much money, and all these guys are making tons of money. All these tackles are making so much money, and they're not even that good. We could bite the bullet and take Tommy Anthony. That wouldn't be that bad of a pickup. He's not making crazy amounts of money. What about anybody else? Anybody else? We can't even get like Blake Rollins because he's too expensive. His cap hit's too much. I think that first guy that we saw is going to be the best way to go. He's about comparable to what Duggan is, and he's not super expensive. He's about what, 2 million or something, 3 million, whatever he was. Where's he at? It is on the Colts. Tommy Anthony. He's 3.89 million. That's not going to hurt our cap room too much. This should go through straight up. It is. So Duggan goes to the Colts. We get back Anthony. We replace, and he's one higher overall, so that's something, I guess. We get a new left tackle. Now we have to trade our, what is he, our guard? No. He is our right tackle, that's right. And we probably have to trade Moses Jones as well. I don't know if we'll be able to get anything back for him, but we got to go to the right tackle spot and see if we can find somebody. We're in the same spot we were last season, but we knew that when we traded for him. I was just hoping he wouldn't cost too much. I just don't know where to go with this one. We could take like Cam McNeil for a season, but Clinton's a higher overall. He's like, what, 84 overall or something like that? So we got to go with somebody that's at least along the same lines, right? That would make the most sense. We could try to get an older Paris Johnson for a season. We already had Paris Johnson, though, didn't we? I'm pretty sure we did. And I got to get a guy with the development trade at least. At least star. Because Clinton has superstar. What's Clinton's overall? He's an 84. Playing up with morale to like 85, 86. So if we can get somebody like an 82, 83, that'd probably be the best. Like Maurice Chambers is probably our best bet. Let's try to trade with the Broncos to get Maurice Chambers. This will probably go through straight up. So let's accept that. Boom, we replace our right tackle for the next season. And remember, we don't have to care about contracts after this episode because we're not going to be going any further. So even if that guy's contract is 1 year, that's fine. He's going to be here for the one season. Now, we could trade Moses to get something back in return. This is where, I was going to say, this is where I might use get offers, but there's nobody in the league that wants him. So maybe we could hopefully we could grab a corner that's cheap. That could be really useful because we are pretty low on depth at corner. So if we could grab a corner that maybe just got drafted this season, still on a rookie deal, that's certainly kind of where I'm leaning towards right now. But I don't see any decent rookies still on rookie. Okay, he's still on a rookie deal, but his rookie deal is a little bit too much. I remember Chris Carmichael. He's an X Factor. That's crazy. I wonder if he was originally an X Factor, if he got drafted, or if he got up to it, progressed. There's got to be a corner that's a rookie that doesn't have a lot of money on the books, like Chris Richardson, who doesn't cost too much. Let's try this deal. They take it. Moses Jones heads to the Niners. We get back another corner. And at least he's star development, so that's something. And then J-Mo is the last guy we have to trade that we can get some value for. So let's go trade Jameson Williams. It's going to suck because he's our second highest rated player. What does the get offers page say? We can get back our left tackle. We can get a running back that's young and superstar development. No, we got to get a receiver. That's obvious. We got to get a receiver back to replace. It's just a matter of getting the right value back. So, can't get DeAndre Watson, even though that'd be awesome. We could go after... we can't really get after easily either. These receivers, the problem is they're going to be all getting paid. The best ones are going to be getting paid their big contracts because they're past their rookie deals. That's probably how it's going to be. CeeDee Lamb's getting paid crazy amounts of money. That's actually insane. Chantrell Farmer, is he fast? Like, what's he good at? 89 speed, 91 excel. We could come back to him. He's on the Eagles. Casey Clancy's making a little bit too much for me. There's Jalen Waddle in the Jags. Oh, I forgot about that. I think I knew that. Garrett Wilson's still in New York along with Clay Marshall. I think I remember Clay Marshall from one of the draft classes. That name sounds somewhat familiar. J.D. Stewart, Adonis Peterson. We're not really seeing anybody that's fitting my description of what I need. It might just have to be that guy from the Eagles. Because everybody else is just far too expensive or doesn't have the right development trait that I'm looking for. So it might just have to be, or it could be DeMarcus Kilroy if he fits the right 94 speed, 94 excel. That could be a very solid pickup. I might go with DeMarcus Kilroy. And he's not too expensive. We'd be giving the Vikings a third really solid receiver if they can re-sign him. But I might be able to get a first overall pick or sixth overall pick. No, I can't. Okay, I can't get that pick. Can't get that pick. Can I get a second round pick along with Kilroy? A little bit closer. Now remember, actually, I might be able to get a first round pick because we don't need our draft picks. So after this season, we don't need any draft picks. So I can just give away all my draft picks for the next season. I don't need 2034 first round pick. And I don't need my 2034 second round pick or my 2034 third round pick or my 2033 third round pick. We don't need any of those picks. Trade has still declined. I don't have any other value picks. We don't need my fourth round pick. Jameson Williams and all these draft picks, and it's still not good enough to get the sixth overall pick. That's insane. It's going to take 2 first round picks, but I'd like to keep my other first round pick. I know it's only pick 19, but I like to keep it. That's insane that we can't get that value. I don't have any other picks. I guess I could give them a current third round pick, the third round pick for this year, but I was hoping to keep that. Trade still declined. Do I have to give up my other second round pick? That's crazy. I wouldn't have to give up 2 second round picks, would I? Pick 60? A first round pick in 2 seconds? That is closer. But then we give like the third round pick in 2034. What do they say to that? Trade decline, really? Oh, I took all this stuff out. Oops. First round pick, fourth round pick, and then throw in J-Mo again. This is probably very steep price for what we're getting back in return. But a first round pick, 2 second round picks, a third and a fourth, plus Jameson Williams gets us back a receiver who's fast and the 6th overall pick. So we've got ourselves decent stuff. We got ourselves a good draft pick. Javonte Williams dropped all the way down to normal. I don't think so. I'll give him like star. He wouldn't have regressed all the way down. He would have regressed very slightly. So we'll give him star. And then we've got Booker, Wise, Griffin, and now our offensive line looks a little better. We added Kilroy there. We still got Emery. And then on defense, we've got Uche who went down, so we'll move him back up. We'll give him superstar since he had X Factor. He's probably getting a little bit older at this point, so we'll give him superstar. And we'll move Michael Irons back up because he didn't have that bad of a season at all. He had a really good season, in fact. So we will give him back his superstar, and then the team will be ready to go to the off season officially. And I don't know what to do, man. I think this might just have to chalk up to a failure. This might just have to be chalked up to a failure. I don't know what to do differently. I really don't. We added another good corner. Delvin Boone dropped down. I gotta change that. I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I could try and restructure some contracts to maybe free up some money to sign some people to go all in. But this defense is like, I mean, look at this defense. This defense is fantastic. Why are we losing games? We have negative $7 million. If I go to team salaries, what is it about this team that's so much money? Who's making the most? It's Bryce Young, obviously, making the most money. Then Delvin Boone's making a ton. Uche's making a bunch. Can I restructure Uche's contract? So if we restructure Uche's contract, it'll free up $3.59 million this season. And then $3.58 will be added to the final year. So we'd have restructure cap space after restructure $12 million. I'm going to confirm that we're going to restructure Uche's contract because remember, it doesn't matter after next season. Like we're not going any further. So we can really use this and abuse this. We can free up. Let's restructure Michael Irons' contract. Can we even restructure Bryce Young's contract? Oh, we can certainly restructure Bryce Young's contract. Let's do that. We're freeing up a ton of money. Now, this makes me think that I could have saved some money on, or not have to trade those guys, but we're really going all in, so we gotta do what's best for us. We can restructure Gary's contract, but it's not going to matter that much. If we restructure Boone's contract, we got $35.2 million. Can't really restructure Holland. We just signed Pleasant's. We could restructure Pleasant's contract. That'd be hilarious if we go to Dion Pleasant after we just re-signed him and be like, hey, we're going to restructure your contract to give you more money later on down the line, which is what I'm going to do. $40 million in cap space. Gary's wouldn't do much of a difference. Javonte Williams, $43 million in cap space. So restructuring all those contracts is going to screw us for later on down the line. But remember, we don't care about later on down the line because we've got one more season. So let's just accept the option for Tommy Anthony. And then is there anybody, now that we have more cap room, is there anybody else on this team that I want to bring back? I mean, Nolan Smith wants to be here. That's not too much money. We can take that. Yeah, one more season of Nolan Smith is fine. And then Logan Howell doesn't want too much either, so we can give him like that. Is that good? He's coming back. Okay, perfect. $23 million in available budget to go to free agency and try to fix this team for one final run. How do we do it? We got to see who's in free agency. Who is available to get? Not the teams, or not the players that we need. There's some interesting players. But if there's like kickers at the top, the highest rated player is a 90 overall kicker in your free agency class. That's not promising. I really wish T. Higgins wanted to be here, but he doesn't want to fit the. He doesn't fit the spread. That's very interesting. He doesn't like the formation that we're in. There's some names in this class. We're not really looking at anybody other than maybe some pass rushing. This guy, Josh Austin, star development player. We need D-tackle depth, that's for sure. Let's offer a deal to Jordan Davis. A 1-year deal to Jordan Davis to get some D-tackle depth. Let's go to corner. There is Emmanuel Forbes, who doesn't have any offers. So we can throw an offer at Emmanuel Forbes. He's still very fast, which is good. We'll throw a deal at Emmanuel Forbes. Hopefully he accepts that. And then we can go take a look at linebacking class is bad. We could go with Josh Austin. I don't know if he's going to be, if we're going to be able to pay with the money that we have left. That's the only problem. I don't know if we can afford him. And then receivers, we have pretty much receivers that are as good as these guys, if not better. And I don't think we need to go after, what's his name? T. Higgins. We're not going to go after Jahmyr Gibbs. We don't need a quarterback. There's Mac Jones. Let me take a look at his, hold on. Let me take a look at Mac Jones' player card. Just to kind of, oh, I can't, hold on. Here we go. Let me take a look. I just want to see where he's ended up in the past couple of years. So he was in Carolina. Oh, he stayed in Carolina the entire time. I didn't know if he got moved around or not. No, he was in Carolina until he got benched, it looks like, this past season. Whoa. Interesting. I didn't know if he moved around or not. But we don't need anybody there. I mean, the only guy that I'd be even considering is like Cesar Ruiz at the top, but he doesn't even want to be here. And I might consider Josh Austin to replace Nolan Smith. But I don't want to give him that much of a signing bonus. How about if I give him like that, and then we offer him like a 5-year deal? What does he say to that? That's not going to be anywhere close, is it? I need to go to targeted. Yeah, we're not even in the top half. We're just gonna withdraw that. We're not gonna waste our money on that. So right now we're going for a corner and D tackle. That's about all I can do. We got both of them. Jordan Davis and Emmanuel Forbes are now on the team. So that's good. That helps us out with a little bit of depth at D tackle, which is something we really needed, and then a little bit better corner depth too. So if we go here and generate best lineup, we add Jordan Davis to a lackluster defensive tackle depth, and then we add Emmanuel Forbes in there, but now we have Richardson and Byers. Now I feel a little bit more comfortable with our corner depth because we have 4 corners that I trust. So I feel pretty good there. Safeties are good. Linebackers are good. I feel better about the defense. I wish that we could have got somebody to replace Nolan Smith, but Nolan Smith had a fine year last year, so it's not like he had a bad year or anything. I think that's all we're going to be able to do for this free agent period. We don't have really any money, and the free agency class is just not that good in general. So there's just not much that we can really do. Not much we can really do. I just hope that there's somebody good at the 6th overall pick spot. And remember, I kept my pick at whatever it was, like 19 or something. So we have 2 first-round picks this year. So we might be able to get a couple pretty solid first-round players. And we have to use that first-round pick like a second-round pick because we traded that second-round pick to get the 6th overall pick. You guys know. You were there. So if we take a look at mock draft number 5. Mock draft number 5. We currently sit with pick number 6, and they want us to take Antoine Truman. I remember remember looking at him. There's that tight end. He looks super good. But do we need to get a tight end? Is that the best course of action? I mean, we already have Emery or whatever, Cole Emery, whatever his name is. Antoine Truman, is he that good of a player? Max Hackney, is he good? He looks okay. Oh, this is tricky. This is very, very tricky. Jalen Allen, 6'3" playmaker. Receiver, not amazing, but fine. Who's this guy? Nick Owens. Looks like a pretty good athlete. Is he a speed rusher? Yeah, he's a speed rusher. Nick Owens looks better than Truman does, in my opinion. I don't know. He looks better than Truman does. Steve Jones, because we got to look down here at the bottom of the board because we also have to have that 19th overall pick. Steve Jones looks like a really fast receiver. He could be pretty good. Marlon Payne looks like a decent speed rushing linebacker. he looks decently good. There's a pretty good center down the board. Andrew Bell, 6'1" out of Auburn. I mean, Andrew Bell looks like a Hall of Fame type player. But I don't know if I want to spend a first-round pick on a center. Is Andrew... I know that he has a top 5 projection, but is that true? It could just be a round 1 projection. I think Nick Owens is the better player, to be honest. He's a better athlete, for one. I'm pretty sure. Let me take a look at this. Elite acceleration, great agility. So Truman has that, and then Nick Owens doesn't have anything elite, but he's got more great than Truman does. And I think his moves are better than Truman's are. This is going to be a tricky draft, man. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go with the pick. We definitely need to take a power rusher or some sort of pass rusher. That's for sure. So I guess we'll scout Truman just because so we can compare. And then I want to scout Nick Owens for sure to learn a little bit more about him. And there was one other guy. I mean, we could scout Andrew Bell just because. But I want to scout, I think it was Steve Jones was the other guy that I wanted to scout. Let's scout those 3 guys. Antoine Truman, Nick Owens, and Steve Jones will get scouted, ready for the final draft of the series. Oh, it's make or break in year number 10, man. It's make or break. I really thought we'd have at least 1 championship by now. We probably should have. We probably should have at least 2 or 3. Prospects. Let's take a look at the guys we scouted. So, we didn't go for Terrence Harris because he's going to be gone. Went for Truman. So, is Antoine Truman the better of the 2? I just don't think so. I don't think he is. If I favorite him and I favorite... Where's he at? There he is. Nick Owens, and then I'll find the wide receiver too. I'll favor Andrew Bell as well. Steve Jones. Let's go to favorites, and then let's compare them right next to each other. So Nick Owens, he ends up having D block shed, D power moves. And Truman had C on block shed and power moves. So I guess Truman is the better of the 2. Huh. Okay. Well, at least now we know that. Is Truman actually going to be great? I don't know, but at least we know now for sure that Truman is the better of the 2. And this receiver looks pretty good. Steve Jones, he could be our late round pick, our late first round pick. And then I have Andrew Bell in there just because he looks really good. Let me take one more look at that mock draft. I think the Bengals had Andrew Bell on there, on the board, but what pick was it? That's the question. What pick was Andrew Bell getting taken? 27. Okay, that's a decent spot to trade up for. That's not super hard. I kind of want Andrew Bell. I think he's going to be really good. So let's start the draft, and let's go forward. Cardinals have the first overall pick. They draft Terrence Harris. No surprise. Vince Backus goes to the Saints. Thomas Valentine, the stud tight end, goes to Philadelphia. Timmy McDougald, he goes to the Dolphins. And then Gabe Nixon heads to Cleveland. Now we're up. I think we're going to take Truman. I think we're going to take Antoine Truman. We need another edge rusher to go alongside our boys. So Antoine Truman, hidden development, 90 acceleration, 80 speed, 80 strength. He looks like a solid player. He's probably only going to have star development, I would guess. But at least he has hidden. That's good. So at least he has hidden development. That's our first round pick, our first round pick. And now we have to go a little bit down the board till we get close to... No, I didn't want to view the draft board. Till we get close to the Bengals pick, which we pick ahead of them anyway with our pick 19. So let's keep moving. See who gets taken. There goes Nick Owens to the Commanders. I just think that Truman was the better of the 2. I especially don't want to reach for Owens. All right, here we go. Shaquem Clifton. All right. So now we sit at pick 20 or pick 19. Andrew Bell's not projected to go till pick 27 to the Bengals. I forgot what pick Steve Jones was projected to go. I think our best course of action is to take Andrew Bell and steal him from the Bengals. He just looks very, very good. I mean, he's got impact block, run, pass block. He just looks... He looks super good. I'm taking Andrew Bell. I'm taking Andrew Bell with the 19th overall pick, 85 strength, 79 acceleration. I really think Andrew Bell could be like a generational type center. He could really progress. So now it's going to be curious to see who the Bengals take. There goes Steve Jones to the Niners, but I want to see who the Bengals are going to take. Now, are they still going to take an offensive lineman now that we took Bell from them? The input lag is not great. And we go to skip the draft. The Bengals they take a corner, Larry Matthews. Okay, so we kind of threw him off there, but let's go to next user pick. It's in the 3rd round. I don't know if there's going to be anybody here that is worth taking, but we'll take a little peek skis. Take a look, see what we got. Not a whole lot. There's a few wide receivers on the board. Is there anybody that's fast? Because if there's a fast receiver, he has a good shot of being decent. This guy was 4th in the board. Hightower. I might just let the CPU handle the rest of this because I just don't see a whole lot of talent left to go. So I think I'm just going to let the CPU handle the rest. I got the guys that I wanted. I got the pass rusher and the center. So we got the guys that we wanted. Now we just let the CPU handle the rest. Maybe they grab somebody that's hidden development. You never know. Probably not. But you never know what they could grab. Draft recap. Show me really good overalls for our guys. 73 for Truman. 75 for Andrew Bell. Do any of these guys have hidden development? Terrell Blue doesn't. Tyrus Gore doesn't. Harvey doesn't. And Hall doesn't. I didn't think any of them would, but never know. So we got a 73 end, which is not high enough to pass Nolan Smith just yet. And then we got Andrew Bell, who is a 75. How good was this class? It was... Thomas Valentine was an 80. I knew he was going to be so good. I just knew it. And then we got the 2 running backs. There's Hackney, who's pretty good. Actually, Brandon Kelly was the better of the defensive lineman. He went after us. I didn't even see him. I guess I should have taken a little bit longer. Spencer Cannon was a higher overall. There's Andrew Bell. Huh, so I guess I kind of missed on that guy. Steve Jones is a 74 with 93 speed. I guess I kind of missed on Truman. I mean, he's development traits, so he's probably only star, but at least he's a development trait. But I guess I kind of missed on him. I thought he was going to be a little bit better than that. But it's year number 10, boys. It is year number 10. In the next episode, we got to go all in. We got to do our best. Generate best lineup. Bell as the backup just looks really, really good. I probably should have drafted that tight end, if we're being honest. Generate the best lineup here. We've got ourselves Truman. He's just not high. I could probably start him over Nolan Smith just because. I might move him to left end. Oh, he is a left end. Okay. I was going to say I might move him to left end just to make sure that he starts, but this is our offense for season 10 and our defense for season 10. I think we're good enough, but I thought we were good enough this episode to win a championship. We obviously didn't do that. We lost in the first game we played in the divisional, so I have no idea. But we have to do it next episode or it's a failure, and it goes as a blemish on my resume for 10-year rebuilds, and I don't want that. You don't want to miss next episode. It's going to be a wild one. Final episode of the 10-year series. We're going to see if we can win a championship. We gotta go for gold, baby. Gotta go for it all. If you enjoyed this episode, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.